if what you know about health dictates what you do about health, then action follows knowledge, right? So if all you know is, 10 by 10 German strength volume training, then that's maybe all you do. But if you know more about what you're doing, it might guide your actions a little bit better as a start.
Welcome. If you were in a helicopter, it would sound just like this.
You've been in a helicopter?
Only once in my life.
What were you doing in a helicopter?
Chad, I hate that you asked, but because you did, I'll tell the truth. It's how I left my wedding. It was not my idea.
That's a big production.
It was a big to do.
Was it your wife's idea?
It was my father-in-law's idea.
Is this recording?
Yeah, as far as I can tell.
Cool. All right.
But you know what? The funny part of that is that, when you get married, you're spending time with all the people you love the whole time. So there's very little time with just the person that you're getting married with, just the two of you.
During your wedding day.
Yeah.
I've heard this.
And so we get in this stupid ass helicopter. It wasn't stupid. It was awesome. But we put these headphones on and we start talking to each other. And about 10 minutes into the helicopter ride, the guy's like, "Hey, just so you know, we can hear all the things that you're saying to each other."
He waited a good 600 seconds to be like...
He waited a little too long.
What are these newlyweds talking about?
He waited just a little too long. What do you think of our field station here? What do you think of our BPR outpost?
Well, I think you're doing pretty well here. I was guessing y'all would be out by the floor and the loud music. And I mean, you've been on the dusty trail, but at least they've put you in a dust-free environment here.
We were supposed to be outside, and we just moved ourselves into this corner instead.
It's a good move.
Well, it's great to be out on the dusty trail with you.
Yeah, here we are.
We're here in they call it Austin, Texas. We're not in Austin.
Taylor.
This is not Austin.
Not to be confused with Tyler. Taylor, Texas.
Taylor. Taylor is how you say Tyler if you're from Texas.
Is that right?
I'm from Taylor.
Taylor. That all sounds the same.
Well, how the hell are you doing?
Doing all right.
What's going on here? Will you describe your experiences to us?
Well, it's as far as experiences go, it's one of the fittest ones I've had.
Oh, I fell right into that one, didn't I? This podcast brought to you by the people at First Form.
The very well caffeinated people at First Form, by the way.
First Form Energy, natural caffeine from green tea.
Yeah, they're all fired up over there.
That's good.
Yes, I'm competing with the old guys this year.
And by old, it's an insult to anyone that's actually old because it's not old.
Yeah, okay. It's the oldest I've ever been.
Yeah, in your whole life.
In my whole life.
You've never been this old.
Not once.
So
I'm literally making a personal best every minute that goes by.
Wow.
I don't know a lot of people that can say that.
Were you having a good time?
Having a good time. Yeah, yesterday I was telling you earlier, the run was through a mud field for, I think, the better part of 3/4 of a mile.
Uh-huh.
And it was just, you would never, if you were out there like, hey, I have running today on my programming, you would find probably the most comfortable path to run on. But this was like, hey, this is the course. And so when you step in the mud and it goes up past your ankle and your feet are sliding this way or that way, I thought it was fun. Because when else would you be like, yeah, let's get all my shoes and socks wet and completely ruined, but also still try as hard as you can?
Uh-huh.
That was a nice element. And I think that's something that's fun about these competitions.
Is there any point in time where you were running and you're like, I paid for this? I paid money for this.
No, that didn't cross my mind. But it was just kind of like, I knew this was going to be uncomfortable, but even if you know that, the actual sensation and experience of the discomfort is never really, it's just not pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
but it never feels exactly how you think it's going to feel.
Yeah.
But that was fun.
How many workouts do you have left to do? 25.
So there was the one yesterday. There's 2 today that are kind of back to back, so you can kind of count them as one longer workout. And then there's an interval workout tonight, running and snatching. And then there's one tomorrow and potentially one more, I think, for like the top 5 in each division.
Okay.
So a total of 5.
So we'll plan on 5.
6. Let's hope 6.
We'll plan on 6. How's the social aspect been? Is it encouraging to be around people that are also your age and extremely fit? Or do you like to be the unicorn? Do you like to be the special flower?
I feel like the unicorn in the sense that, while all the guys were corralled, that's the area where you stand before you go onto the floor.
Let me guess. All their faces look like this.
No, most of them were just kind of like, well, I got good sleep last night because my 1-year-old decided to be tired, and
this is a better perspective.
They're all talking about their kids and just like, well, I put my kid in the back of the truck and let the windows down. He's fine. He's 9. He's a dog.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I feel a bit more of a unicorn, that most of the people my age are having different life experiences right now. But the social aspect is great. I'm seeing people that I've competed with in California, all around the world.
Oh, cool.
So it's a nice little reunion for some of those relationships.
Man, that's great.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about?
Let's talk about.
And before we wrap, you have to give us some type of wisdom.
Some type of wisdom.
Something that we could apply to the art of radical health. An athlete design.
Design. Okay, I got a nugget for you today.
Even in the wild. That's what we're talking about.
Did you ever compete at TFX?
I did.
Because this is 16 years running.
Is that right?
That's what Jeremy said, who's the voice you can hear in the background probably.
I did. I did it for a few years.
Yeah.
Did a team. Won the team.
Yeah.
1 year.
We know that. We can just assume that any year you did it, you won.
Ding. Kelly did it 1 year.
Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah,
She's
man.
fit.
She's in great shape. She's in good health.
Yeah.
We had a team 1 year where 2 guys ran track in college, and the opening event was a 4x1.
No, it wasn't.
And we blasted them.
We blasted them. Got a bobsled racer. Got 2 track athletes.
Blasted them.
Who was holding you back in that one?
He was pretty fast as well.
Okay.
Yeah, John. Yeah. So yeah. Done it. Been around this competition for many moons. I did go to the wrong location though this morning.
Did you?
I went to the other expo outside of Austin that I thought that it was at.
The Taylor County Expo Center.
Yeah.
That was the last time you probably went to. No, you've been to this one. You were here last year.
Yeah. You'd think I know where I was going.
Taylor County Expo Center, Williamson County Expo Center.
It's like
Similar
almost
places.
the same spelling.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this? I want you to chew on it.
Okay.
Action follows knowledge.
Action follows knowledge?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, if we're going to apply this to the art of radical health and athlete design, if what you know about health dictates what you do about health, then action follows knowledge, right? And so if all you know is, 10 by 10 German strength volume training, then that's maybe all you do. But if you know more about what you're doing, it might guide your actions a little bit better. As a start, could you think of an application?
Where action follows knowledge?
Yeah.
Well, sure. I think that GPS is a great example.
Yeah.
Like I don't really know where to go. I wouldn't start traveling in my car unless I had some knowledge of the direction that I'm going. So I think that probably follow suit of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Man, I think like you have to. It's weird, man, because I agree with what you're saying. I think you have to have some cursory understanding. You have to set some ambition, and that's got to be based on some bit of research. Otherwise, it's foolhardy.
Yeah.
But then my question to you is, when do you need to abandon that sequence and say, hey, at this point, I do have to keep moving forward, even though I don't have all of the knowledge?
I think that is where they kind of complement each other, in the sense that if you know your knowledge is insufficient to get to where you want to go, then that tells you I need to increase my knowledge or at least learn something different. I think when you look at a lot of the lifestyle stuff, like with performance, it's pretty straightforward. But for instance, like my sleep routine that I've been stuck in because of my knowledge about it, which would say like, hey, my fitness trackers tell me I sleep better if I eat right before I go to bed. Well, that kind of goes against common knowledge, but it's like, hey, this is what I know and I believe it until I get maybe more information on what's actually happening with my recovery, my digestion, learning more about intermittent fasting, or just what, you're supposed to do, not eat for 12 hours so that your body can do all the things that it's built to do to help keep you alive and healthy. So that knowledge can change my action. So in that sense, action follows knowledge. But if you're an idiot, you'll do idiot things. But if you're willing to learn, you'll at least experiment to not do idiot things.
Yeah.
Like eat 1,000 calories 20 minutes before you lay down.
Or I one time had like a meatball sub and then was taking on like a very aggressive bike ride up the hill. And so my knowledge was insufficient to precede the right bit of action.
Yeah.
It's not the choice I would have made.
Right.
That's good.
All right, good. Put on the spot, but that's the one that I've been chewing on.
I bet we're the only ones in this whole expo center that are talking philosophically at this point.
I don't know how not to.
Yeah.
And then it's just small talk, and then it's like any blowjo would have said the same thing.
Yeah. Blowjo is blowjo a term? Is that?
It is now.
Yeah. Hey, blowjo.
Blowjo is pretty much anybody that just says any typical thing. Yeah. A blowjo would say something like, man, it was foggy yesterday. Yeah, I could hardly see. That's a blowjo comment.
Oh, that'll never work. Well, hey, good luck to you and the blowjos out there.
I'm either going to have some real deep conversations with people, or it's all just going to be surface level blowjo stuff.
Oh, man. Well, I can't wait to hear what happens. And thankful for you and glad we got to sneak a little bit of time in.
Yeah, I'm going to go work out as fast as I can, and then I'll come
back.
say hi.
Okay, come back.